Hi everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Quest XI. So in the last part we defeated the boss in charge of the monsters in Heliodor Castle, and have retrieved one of the orbs that happened to be making, in this guy's eye.
But we cannot know what toll the battle took.
So yeah.
We must return to the Last
so at this
Bastion
point,
and see what
basically we have to head back to Last Bastion now, just to make sure that everybody's survived, and that the monsters weren't able to harm any of the civilians at Last Bastion before we were able to defeat the big bad monster who was in control of Heliodor Castle. Last part we also found out a bit about the reason why Jasper kind of decided to turn to the dark side, and a bit more about his relationship with Hendrick as well. But now we're heading back. We're going to be heading back to the Last Bastion just to make sure that everybody's okay. After we've defeated and defeated the boss of Heliodor Castle, and we also got the purple orb. So yeah, nice and easy. So let's make our way back, shall we? This is pretty. Oh, ran into you. This is pretty much also like the start of the start of what we're doing for the early part of the second third of the game, because it's now all about us going off into the world, finding our companions, getting the gang back together so that we can find a way to defeat the Lord of Shadows once and for all. And so that's pretty much what we're doing. But first, let's make sure that everybody's fine in Last Bastion. Yeah, you can't. Oh, you can. No, that's bullshit. That's so annoying. You can open it up while you're on your horse, but you can't actually travel through. That's bollocks. Oh, whatever. Moving on. We're almost back. Oh, stupid rock. My apologies. We're almost back at the Last Bastion now. You can tell my Kingdom Hearts is shown because I keep wanting to say Hollow Bastion. Don't ask me why. Tom. Yeah, I probably should have cut that out. Whatever. Moving on. So yeah, we've just got to head into the... I think it's... Yeah, you have to head into like the very heart of the Last Bastion to get the cutscene that we require.
Someone! Anyone! Your Majesty?
Is everybody okay?
Please. Somebody!
They're a little bit mean here. This little fake out.
Wait. That noise.
How can you make that noise, Sandy? The sun rises. King Carnelian and the rest of the group are now victorious. This is something else. This is kind of disappointing. A disappointing part of it. They did this whole remaster, this Dragon Quest S, like the enhanced version with an extra third added onto the game. Could we not have had some singing here?
You did it, Hendrick.
Could we not have had some singing there? People singing the song. It's just a little thing, but it would have been good. Oh, poor Hendrick. He's a good man. Mama's on the way. Of course I'm alright. I've survived way worse than this, love.
Handsome little soldier. My hero. Just look at you.
Well, I'm technically everybody's hero, Mum. But anyway.
With me. And fought to bring back the light.
Here's the thing. The whole... You put aside your differences with me and Hendrick, it's like, dude, you were controlled by Mordegon for like 18 years. And Hendrick was just taking his orders from you and just listening to every word that you said while you were under Mordegon's spell. So I don't really get this thing of you really had to work hard to put your feelings aside. It's like, dude, you two were under, you were under somebody else's mind control, dude. Calm down.
Your strength too will be needed in the struggle to free the world from evil. You know what you must do.
Oh, what's that then?
The people of the Last Bastion will learn to make do without you, as I hope will I. So please, do not hesitate. Do what you know you must.
I do like this speech from King Carlian here, where he's like, "Look, look at us. We survived this. We'll all be fine. Go off and do what you must do, Hendrick."
Honored luminary. I serve you now. Though it cost me my life, I will stand beside you until the darkness is no more.
Hendrick, at this point, is now officially joining the party. And he's officially the final party member of Dragon Quest XI. So yeah, Hendrick's the last boy that we get. And I do like the little story, the little personal journey which Hendrick. Fuck. I do like the little personal journey that Hendrick goes on here on, atoning for what he did to us and helping protect everybody, and now he's kind of at the point where he is now an official party member who's going to help us in our long drawn out fight against Mordegon. So there we go. So at this point now, I think we go off to see the king, and then once we've seen him, we can pretty much go off and head off we're given a direction to go in of where we need to go next, but pretty much it's just at this point, find everybody, like find all your party members and bring the gang back together. Really, that's kind of what we're up to at this point, with Hendrick in tow. So loud. They were partying all night, the sons of bitches. Well, I mean, light has been brought back to this area of the world. We've got to do it to the rest of the world now.
The shield of Heliodor, sire.
So yeah, Hendrick gets given the shield of Heliodor by King Carnelian. After all the stuff that happened, where we saw in the past that Jasper and Hendrick wanted to get their hands on this shield when they were kids, and how it's kind of the symbol of the protector of Heliodor. So yeah, we now have the shield of Heliodor.
No, my liege.
The shield of Heliodor can only be used by Hendrick. It can't be used by anybody else. But in terms of the shields in the game, the shield of Heliodor is pretty much one of the strongest ones you can get. I think there's very few which are stronger. I think there's like a liquid metal slime shield which you can get, which is a bit stronger, but the Heliodor shield is pretty much the top 2 or 3 strongest shields in the whole game. So it is well worth getting if you want to, if you decide to have Hendrick be the a single-handed weapon and shield user. So yeah. So where we got to go next? We've got to head to the Mangle Grove, and the valley will lead us to the Costa Valor. Once we're there, we will be able to find a pathway that will take us to Panglai, which is our next destination, which is this giant mountainous region where there are monks who have taught the luminary for like generations. But what we're doing first, we're going to be buying some shit first. In terms of the weapons we can get, the Night Cleaver is a really, really good weapon for this point in the game. Especially when you upgrade it to level 3, it's really, really strong. Magic Shield as well is also pretty strong, although it's not massively strong compared to the short Shield of Heliodor. But it's pretty strong, and it's pretty useful. So yeah, I'm buying the Night Cleaver just because I can upgrade it, and then it'll be pretty strong. So now, we're going to talk about Hendrick. So Hendrick can use 2 types of weapons. Basically, the first type... his first mode is a single-handed sword or a single-handed axe with a shield. And the other way is that he can have 2-handed kind of broadswords. Now, if you want to deal the most amount of damage possible, the 2-handed broadswords are the way to go. However, a good compromise is to get the sword, is to get the single-handed axes with Hendrick's with the short sorry fucking hell with the Shield of Heliodor. So basically, with the axes you can cause a significant amount of damage, and also your defense is boosted by the fact you've also got a shield, and you've got a good chance of parrying attacks as well. Hendrick is pretty much a physical attacker. He hits really fucking hard, especially if you've got the 2-handed broadsword on him. But later on, once you've got the... because basically at this moment in time, it's better to give him like the strongest single-handed sword that you can, because the axes that you can get at this point in the game just aren't really strong enough. The best thing for you to do is to wait a little bit and to get this single hand and get axes that are from later on in the game. Oh, there we go. We should have got that in the first act, but whatever. The restorative restores a certain amount of health per turn, so kind of useful, but it's kind of outlived its usefulness by this point, to be honest. But that's how it goes. So yeah, wait a little bit to get the better axes, which will be not that long from now, actually. Once we get past Panglai and Rab, and we get one of the old members of the party back, then you can start buying axes which do considerable fucking damage. For now, just use your single-handed sword and shield, because that will give... It's just basically... The reason why I did it was basically to have us a little bit different. I'm going to keep the double-handed sword on the on the hero at this for this point anyway. Having said all that, yeah, Hendrick is a pretty powerful fighter. Hits pretty hard, and has some pretty cool abilities that can draw enemy fire and stuff like that. But I'm kind of sticking. But yeah, it's best to, for this part of the game especially, just give Hendrick the axe and shield, and you'll be causing a significant amount of damage, and you'll be able to defend and parry a lot easier. So that's pretty much why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right then, Cobblestone Tour. So you can go back to the Cobblestone Tour at this point, and you have the ability, and there are more things that you can find, because there's more areas of the Cobblestone Tour that you're able to explore at this point. So it's good to come and have a wander and have a look around and see what you can find. There are also new enemies here compared to last time. The crab enemies weren't here last time, but that was at the very, very, very fucking beginning of the game, and so basically we got a whole bunch of enemies which weren't here the last time we came here. But really, to be honest, unless they're the red-eyed variants, they're really not worth fighting. They don't really give too much experience. Because this is the thing, until you get every single party member back, there's not really a point in grinding, because then you'll just have certain party members be a good few levels higher than everybody else. So yeah, it's not really worth grinding at this point. Just try and make do with the kind of levels that you're at for now. The book that we get there, the recipe book that we got there, is for different kinds of footwear. Basically, I think they all increase your charm, and there are certain ones which like increase your dexterity and agility and that kind of thing. So they're worth getting. They're worth getting, I suppose, but yeah. If you miss that shield, if you miss that thing completely, if you miss it completely, then it's not really the end of the world, if you know what I mean. If you miss that chest. Anyway, we're going to be continuing to climb up. Yeah, I was like, fuck it, let's just jump down. You can jump down, no problem, so. Yeah, that was me thinking, oh, there might be a chest or a sparkly spot here if I look behind me, and the answer is no. There isn't one. Alright, let's continue on. Yeah, we're nearly done. We're nearly at the top. So if you go over here, we've got another sparkly spot to find. And I think that's it. Yep, that's it. Nothing else there. Now before you go, you can talk to Jammer here. You'll beat a lot of shares and come back and we'll live happily ever after. Which, yeah, that was the original ending of Dragon Quest XI. You can kind of change that now because you can marry multiple characters. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part. Join me next time for the next part of Dragon Quest XI, when we're going to be heading off to Lang Pai. Yes, that's right, I think. And we're going to be finding our first returning party member there. So yeah, see you next time.